got to love it to be able to do something like this.
Very good. Are you going again?
Yeah. You know, it does make life a lot better.
There was nothing for the kids to do in Alfred.
I have found it was quite useful and convenient.
I've seen a lot of improvement in the town, and this is probably one of the best ones, to be honest.
So the emda grant has been critical in enabling us to get this project off the ground.
It's giving us a serious competitive edge.
The East Midlands Development Agency is touching people's lives across the East Midlands. Every project, every initiative, in fact everything it does is with one aim in mind: to create a flourishing region where everyone's quality of life is improved. Creating a flourishing region is no mean feat, so EMDA is working with communities, businesses and other public bodies to turn this vision into reality. Everyone is playing their part, and EMDA is using its influence, expertise, leadership and connections to make sure we all benefit from a growing economy. This film shows how projects all over the East Midlands are making a difference to people's lives. Projects such as the Excite skate park in Skegness. It was in the year 2000 that the idea was hatched by a local group of restless skaters.
We formed the association to obviously try and get ourselves a facility to use. Over the years we've managed to raise just under £1.5 million through various different kind of funding bodies.
It's 7 years of meetings constantly, and getting home late, having your tea burned, the girlfriend moaning at you because you're out of this place, but you've got to love it to be able to do something like this.
Well, it's brilliant, to be honest, because we don't really have any other facility to skate around in Lincolnshire.
There's people from Northampton, all over the country now starting to travel to Skegness just to use this facility. So we're starting to get a lot of people through the doors, which obviously makes us tick over quite nicely.
This skate park forms just one part of the Coastal Action Zone. The coast here may look very appealing, but it's home to some of the most deprived communities in the region. So EMDA is working with East Lindsey District Council and others to create new jobs and businesses and revitalise the area.
The group that we've got in at the moment, they're from the local community.
We used to just go across the road and stop cars from coming in that because we wanted to like skate. Now this is open, we think it's really good because we can just come here.
They all have fun and they all stay out of trouble, so yeah, it's a way of keeping them entertained in the summer holidays, really.
With concerns about global warming rising, EMDA is working with Rolls-Royce and Loughborough University on a £95 million initiative to develop an environmentally friendly engine, or EFI for short.
EFI delivers benefits at 4 levels. It delivers critical aircraft engine technology, it uses these to deliver environmental performance benefits, that leads to increased competitiveness, and finally that leads through to prosperity at both the national and the regional level.
There are already 200 people working in highly skilled jobs on the EFI project. As it develops over the next 10 years, this figure is expected to rise to 1,000.
Thanks to the support of the East Midlands Development Agency, the EFI programme is now well underway. Hardware which will be tested to its limits in the first phase of engine testing is now being manufactured at sites around the East Midlands and elsewhere in the UK.
The project is already bearing fruit, with technology developed for EFI being used in the engines that power the new Airbus 380, the largest airliner in the world. The regeneration of the East Midlands sometimes needs a bit of a kick-start. A £4 million investment made Marshall's Yard fit for development. It's now snowballed into a £39 million jewel in the crown for Gainsborough.
Over the past 9 years I've seen a lot of improvement in the town, and this is probably one of the best ones, to be honest.
My parents, I know, definitely come quite a lot. They really like it here, and they've got great shops.
The whole theme of Marshall's Yard is to encourage new retailers into the heart of Gainsborough, because what we wanted to do was stop the leakage of expenditure out of the town. Up to when we opened, I think 92 pence in every pound was going out of the town.
But the shops are only part of this story.
This originally was the Britannia Ironworks, and the whole theme of the development is to retain many of the original architectural features, because they are very important historically.
What was once the old pattern shop will soon offer office space to local businesses, and the existing shops are already recruiting from the local workforce.
I've had a 7-year gap and being at home with my family and children, and I chose this particular one because it's in a lovely location, a nice big store.
There you go. I was unemployed for about 6 months, saw the vacancies for JJB and applied, and then got employed from May.
Our university's graduates are constantly tempted to look for work outside the East Midlands, To help keep this homegrown high-level talent in the region, EMDA has set up the Hot Prospects initiative. One of the 3,000 graduates to benefit in the first year of the scheme is Napas Viriam Somboon, who has just left the University of Nottingham with a master's degree in production engineering.
I found Hot Prospects website in the internet that when I was looking for a job.
Lincolnshire company George Barnsdale & Sons make quality window frames.
We needed a graduate to look at the development of the processes that we've got from receiving an inquiry to get the products through to manufacture. And we struggled to get hold of anybody to come and do the job. And I applied to Hot Prospects, they got it on the website, and we had a surprising number of applications. All the inquiries came through the web, and then it was all dealt with through the web. Until Napas came along, we hadn't actually employed a graduate. It's giving us a serious competitive edge.
Half of all new jobs in the East Midlands are created by new businesses, such as those being nurtured at the Portfolio Innovation Centre at Northampton University.
This centre opened in 2005, thanks to funding from EMDA, and we have 14 units for early stage companies within their first 3 years of formation. We're looking for companies that have the potential to grow.
It was great to be able to have a start where we weren't taking too many crazy risks.
I mean, we've got different computer programs, we've got access to large-scale printers, so here it's a very cost-effective solution.
They have mentors who can help you starting up your business. The rent is very reasonable, so that's affordable for me at this early stage.
We're kind of on to the next stage and we're expanding, taking on employees, and yeah, things are going well.
Between April 2006 and March 2007, EMDA and its partners have helped more than 21,000 businesses to strengthen, grow and innovate. Businesses like Spraylat near Corby in Northamptonshire. Spraylat makes two things, paint and peelable paint.
The difference is that you can peel it off and throw it away, and you can use that for a number of different things. For example, you can use it as a temporary paint. So if you have something like a Warrior tank in Germany that's green and you want to send it to the desert, you can then paint it sand, the sand colour, and when you bring it back to Germany, you just peel off the sand colour and you're back to your original green.
A grant from EMDA of £72,500 has allowed Peter and the team here to research and develop the holy grail of peelables, one that doesn't take an hour to dry.
We've realised that we could sell an awful lot more peelable coatings, probably 10 times as much as we do now, if we didn't have to wait for it to dry. And that's what we used the EMDA grant to do, to develop a coating like this, which is a true peelable coating, but that cures in 3 seconds. These are the next generation of products on which the company's wealth will be based on in 5 years' time.
Grants for research and development are one of many ways to give companies a helping hand. Another is the Manufacturing Advisory Service. Derbyshire firm Collis Engineering have been making railway signals in Alfreton for 30 years.
What we've got here is a gantry that will be used on the West Coast Main Line on the Rugby and Nuneaton project. That's actually a project that we've won recently, which we wouldn't have been able to do without applying the principles we've learned during the Manufacturing Advisory Service improvement schemes.
We're taking on the biggest project that we've ever taken on. I think we're more confident in taking on that scale of work.
The scheme encourages companies to take advantage of what is perhaps their greatest asset.
It's about taking the principles, applying them and empowering your staff and your guys on the shop floor and challenging them, come on, how can we make this better? How can we do this better? Because at the end of the day, it's the guys out there who are doing the grinding, doing the fettling, doing the welding, doing the plating, who know their job best.
Things are generally much tidier, much more organised, lighter, there's better fume extraction, better ventilation. We've improved a lot of processes. I think the future looks very bright at the minute.
Just down the road, another initiative is benefiting from EMDA's investment. The Genesis Centre is breathing new life into the town through a series of complementary ventures.
The Genesis Centre is quite a diverse microeconomy in the middle of Alfreton, an ex-coalfields area. Up to 5 years ago it was a redundant bus depot. It's been transformed into a centre for social enterprise, and it's more or less the hub of the town now, with about 3,500 visits a week, and we've created about 300 jobs.
Two in the mayo. Thank you.
Incubation offices are attracting all sizes of business.
Here in the UK, we're currently looking to expand to 150 stores in the next 5 years. So being situated smack bang in the middle of the country is ideal for us.
Money generated in profit-making areas, such as the 10-pin bowling, is redistributed into community initiatives, such as the much-needed dental centre.
Genesis Dental Care is now providing patients with National Health Service dentistry that previously they weren't able to get access to.
The creche is another example of how the centre serves and enriches the community.
Mums can socialise, you know, we can all get together and have a laugh and let the kids just go and play.
And we meet loads of different friends up here. We've got friends that come from all over Derbyshire.
In millimetre increments you've got your 2.
The Vocational Training Academy is another venture that's helping to enrich the future of Alfreton.
I know there's so many people that want an apprenticeship, so I'm privileged to be here.
Go! Someone else with their eye on the future is Lord Sebastian Coe. In March 2007, EMDA invited him to the region to highlight the colossal opportunities the London Games in 2012 will bring to, amongst others, the many and varied businesses in the East Midlands.
I'm so grateful for being in a region that has also understood the nature of partnership and used sport to bring groups together that may not naturally have come together before.
The country's elite athletes will benefit from a £15 million Sports Technology Institute, which is being developed at Loughborough University.
The Games in London 2012, the Olympics and Paralympics, isn't just about London, it's about the whole country being involved, so it's fantastic to have somebody of his stature here.
Very good. Are you going again?
Yeah.
Seb was keen to illustrate how sport works on all levels by meeting and no doubt inspiring some of the 7- and 8-year-olds who use the new Princess Royal Sports Arena just outside Boston in Lincolnshire.
I started in exactly the way you started, at school, and I hope you join a local athletics club.
And as the community spirit in Boston strengthens through sport, so it does in Flintham through shopping. A grant through the Shop in a Box scheme has helped this small Nottinghamshire village open its first shop in over 20 years.
It's my mum's birthday!
It's your mum's birthday, is it?
Well, I mean, we have no general focus point.
Oh, it's not just a shop. No, it's a friendly atmosphere.
We're actually providing a range of activities here for volunteering, for learning new skills, for providing basics, and for giving that social side. You know, people can come in, they can have a drink, they can sit down.
It's broadening the community.
There's a far more friendly atmosphere here in the shop than what there's in a supermarket.
Now that we are totally run by volunteers, yes, the bank balance is actually looking quite healthy.
A transport link funded by EMDA between East Midlands Airport and Nottingham has proved so popular with local people that EMDA has invested £624,000 in a similar service to Leicester.
And in my experience, I can say that I have found it was quite useful and convenient.
The original service opened in 2004.
The idea behind that was not just to make the airport more accessible for passengers, but to make jobs at the airport accessible to people in the cities.
I'm an aircraft dispatcher at the airport, and without this bus I won't be able to get to work because I don't have a car.
Well over 2,000 people are employed by the freight companies at the airport, and quite a lot of them come in here at 9 or 10 at night and want to go home at 4 and 5 in the morning. So a 24-hour operation is absolutely critical.
We've operated the service now since October 2006, and we've seen a gradual growth in patronage during that time.
We've now got about 1,000 people a week using it, which is following the same sort of trend as the Nottingham service. The Nottingham Skylink's now got 10,000 a week using it after 3 years.
I think it's value for money in terms of price-wise. It's quite competitive when you consider your other options as well.
I definitely wouldn't be able to get to work at all. It's a brilliant service.
For many years, the Broadway Centre in Nottingham has been a thriving hub for filmmaking and screenwriting. Recent investment has permitted extensive expansion, making it one of the top 4 centres of its kind in the country.
We've doubled in size, basically, and we're now a 4-screen cinema as opposed to a 2-screen cinema, which is one of the first things that most people will notice. Very importantly, of course, we've also got more office space for creative businesses.
Keep getting asked when we're going to move to London by our London friends, but there's no reason whatsoever to go there.
We're trying to, and we are succeeding, in keeping people here and developing the talent in the region.
Having a small unit, affordable rent alongside people who are making films and looking for scripts and showing films has just been fantastic.
If you sit in the bar long enough, you'll pretty much meet everyone involved with creative industries within a week, I guess.
I've had 2 or 3 proper bits of business that have come about from meeting people in the cafe bar.
If you're an aspiring filmmaker, digital artist, creative person, then this is the place to be. There's no doubt about it, this is the place to be. It's the premier spot in the East Midlands if you're a creative individual.
I won't go to the big cinemas because
I feel uncomfortable in the big cinemas.
Well, I've been there for years, have you?
This afternoon we have our senior citizens matinee.
I would say that it's now more appealing to a wider age range.
I think the money's been well spent. It was nice seeing it evolve through the chaos of listening to films with hammer drills going in the background, but it's been worth it. It looks really good.
Every one of these projects has touched people's lives in some way. And with thousands of projects progressing simultaneously, the East Midlands is changing. EMDA is the catalyst for this change and is thus ensuring that this vision of a flourishing region is becoming less of a vision and more of a reality.